There's nothing wrong with having a Taiwanese lady boy. Yeah,
Taiwanese lady boy.
Oh shit, we're online. Oh Jesus.
Okay, it's brought to you by Lee and the Taiwanese ladyboy himself, Greg.
Don't leave him home without them.
Hi,
Hey there, Beard Tube. Jesus.
Sake is Japanese.
That's everything you expected from the live hangout. All right, we're back with, what did I call this thing? Beer Dorks Live. We're live eventually, only because
Beer Dorks. No, it has to be with a U. Beer Dorks United.
Beer Dorks Union. United Limited
Beer Dorks unaffiliated.
There we go. Yeah.
Beer Dweebs Unrelated.
This show has nothing to do with BDU or the Albino Rhino channel, so you can't sue us, Chad. Not that your internet's fast enough to even watch this.
No one remembers that show anyway. It's been too long.
Yeah. It's been It's been 6 years since.
Wow.
Since it got lost in the Arctic.
Yeah. Yeah. Where there's no internet.
Well, now
you can't watch the show. Anyway.
Now at least Chad is happy because he can impregnate half the Inuit population up there.
God.
And it's only half because only half of them are female.
Yeah, you don't hear him complaining about the Inuit population where he's at now.
He's the new place he's at doesn't seem to murder dogs as much, so that seems to be a better situation for him.
They seem like almost like normal.
Yeah, well,
yeah, maybe skew back away from that, but I mean that place that he was at before was really.
Yeah, that was.
Holy fuck!
Well, according to him, he says it's the second worst population. Of course, he didn't know that the first time around. You know, he's like, hey, here's the new guy, and he's a 300-pound albino. Let's put him in a place where he's going to get into a lot of fights, because why not?
Yeah, especially in a place that really hates white people. So let's put the whitest possible person there.
All right, so what's everybody drinking tonight?
Hi, Nick.
Hi, Greg.
I'm having a Deux Ciel Pêche Mortal, and I think I probably am going to make myself sick from doing too much in the sun today. So yeah, this is probably going to be my last beer until I get over whatever illness I'm going to get.
No,
that's why you'll probably hear me coughing.
Oh shit. Well, I had a bad cold last week, so it was good. Just as well we didn't have a BA 101. So, all right, Lee, you got anything on tap?
I'm just drinking maintenance beers. I'm drinking James Ready 4.0.
Ooh, fancy.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if I can even get. Well, I mean,
you can't get James Ready.
Well, I think I can get one of the James Readies, but it's been a while since I bought any of them or looked at any of them that I can't remember what I get. I just know that they don't get as many as they used to.
I think we get all of them now. Here, we got the 4.0, we got the regular, and we got the 6.0 or whatever.
I get the 4.0. I get the 15 can 4.0, 15 can 6.0, and the James Ready 5.5 comes in at 2.4.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, it's only available in like the warehouse locations. So there's with St. Stephen and Salisbury. Salisbury's like outside of Moncton. It's where the highway joins the highway to Fredericton and highway to St. John.
Highway to hell.
From Moncton splits off. So it's like right in the middle, and it's like their main warehouse location, right in the middle, right, Greg?
Jesus, that seems like weird variations to have of your beer. Like, we got a 4.0, 5.5, and a 6. What? Like,
say what?
Maybe make your high-end one, like as far as alcohol goes, make it like a 7 or 8, and then you could have the 5.5, then you could have the 4.0. That makes a little bit more sense.
Are there people that are that specific? They're like, oh, I want 5.5. 6 is too much. 5 is too little.
Yeah, I don't know.
I will tell you one good thing about like these warehouse locations is actually, I'm thinking maybe at some point if I'm driving through, it might be a good idea to pick up a case. 2.4 is $35.
There you go.
Like, this is in Brunswick, man.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Maybe they're trying to get people to avoid going over to the border to Quebec or something.
Buy yourself some of that good New Brunswick Prime Lager.
Yeah.
Or whatever it was called. No, Premier, wasn't it? Yeah.
Oh, my God. Yeah, no, it wasn't Premier, but I know what you mean. It was like Premium or something.
Premium, whatever the fuck it was called. The government beer that Moosehead did.
Yeah, I remember Selection, NB
Selection.
That's
There you go. Yeah. And and then ironically enough, that's kind of a thing now with craft breweries these days, where they'll make, like they'll make their version of like JR Ready 4.0, and because Propeller's got their Prime Lager, which is their budget macro alternative, and then you got was it Spindrift with the Toller, and then there's a couple others that do it as well, but yeah, it's a thing now. New Brunswick was just way ahead of the trend, way ahead of the trend.
It was just so weird. It's like subsidized beers produced by the government. So you had a state beer, but it was all brewed by Moosehead anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So I actually found the news article for it. Share my screen so Greg can see, and also people watching online. If we even have any viewers, which we don't, but we can talk. Since this is a beer channel.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, shit, I screwed it up.
Jamie will probably watch this tomorrow. Hi, Jamie.
Hi, Jamie.
It's Monday. Right. It's a beer channel. This is Bill Burr.
So you can see March 12th, 2009. This is 14 years ago. They had this Selection beer.
And it was garbage.
Yeah, it wasn't that great. I remember buying a... What? Go ahead.
I was just going to say, I love how they say they're premium quality. Every time you see premium on anything, it's the cheapest shit they make.
Mm-hmm.
But why would they lie to you and say it's premium?
Because the consumers are idiots, and beer companies are all fucking greedy corporate pieces of shit.
Well, the whole thing happened because of like beer taxation in the province. They're trying to compete with people going across the border in like northern New Brunswick over to the Quebec border to buy beer, and they wanted to produce some cheaper suds in New Brunswick. It still wasn't as cheap as what you can get in over the border in Quebec. And the biggest thing about it is that it's because of the fucking messed up tax system in the first place. Like, you could easily do something about that by not fucking over consumers.
And in the end of the day, the thing they were misunderstanding is that they were alienating a whole segment of the beer buying population. Sure, you had your fucking rednecks and their pick 'em up trucks going across the border to get themselves like a 35 case of Coors or whatever the fuck. But then you had plenty of people who were going across the border because, hey, I can get that really awesome fucking Quebecois fucking beer that's like, super high quality, tasty shit that I really love. Those people are going there for the fucking quality. They're going there for the good beer at a good price. They don't give a fuck about this premium swill that they would never fucking touch in the first place.
I'm trying to remember. There was like what was the guy's name in
You got to remember, there's a significant part of the public that they like to just drink beer for the sake of just getting drunk on purpose.
Yes,
and there's
this guy.
Shocking, I know, but
this guy bought like an industrial amount of beer from Quebec and brought it across, and it's just because he likes beer, right? Like he drinks a lot of, like, especially if you go across the border in like Campbellton, New Brunswick, to the right directly across the river, the bay over across the bridge is an Indian reserve in Quebec. So it's like you can get like a 55 pack or 60 pack of Coors for like $55 or something like that. So like you want to go get some like actual decent macro beer and bring it back, and then it's super fucking cheap. So yeah, but the thing is, when the police pull you over after you've come back across and you're carrying like maybe two of those to go back to the house with, then they say, "Oh, you bought way too much over in Quebec. We're going to impound this because you're looking like you're going to resell this stuff," and that's circumventing tax laws.
Yeah,
which he's just buying it for himself.
Yeah, it's bullshit. And
this guy actually took it all the way up to the Supreme Court of Canada, and of course, the Supreme Court of Canada sided with the government.
Of course they did.
Of course they did. But
they'll side where the tax dollars go.
But I mean, like the thing is, I mean, what'd you say? You get like a 55 pack for about $55. That's basically what Coors Light should cost.
Yeah.
Like that's what Coors Light is worth, a buck of beer. Like,
and here,
fucking water.
And here's the other thing. Like even Coors Light is better than that fucking Select stuff was. Like even your regular Coors, your Coors Light, your fucking I dare say even fucking Budweiser was better than Selection Lager. That was another big problem.
Hi, Paul.
Hey, Paul.
Hey, Paul.
Hey, look,
if you want to come in.
Hey, look, I'm outdoors, just like PA Outdoor Couple is.
Oh yeah. Any caves or like covered bridges or anything over there?
No, but there's nothing that interesting. But there's like this weird bear thing.
Oh shit!
It might be a rhinoceros. I'm not entirely sure. I haven't done the DNA test yet.
Okay.
But yeah, no. Otherwise, there's some sort of a hut over there. I haven't explored there yet, but there might be a woman living in there. I'll have a look, see if she wants to see my wiener.
They say an ancient witch lives there.
He wants to see his wiener.
The wiener witch.
Hey Nick, the porn I sent you went through on Messenger.
Oh shit! Paul says link me. All right, let me.
So anyway, while you're doing that, is like he's hanging on the porch. He says that beer buying was called alcoholism. Me getting drunk from drinking is just a happy coincidence. Impound these nuts. Coors Light is not worth $1 a can, 50 cents maybe.
He's not wrong.
You're not wrong.
But he's speaking from an American perspective. Their prices are vastly different than Canadian.
Yeah.
I've linked you, Paul. As long as StreamYard doesn't cause any issues trying to join in.
It sometimes does get picky with phones and tablets. But it's much better than it used to be. Remember back when this was this thing was just starting out and like Rhino of all people was trying to join some of these things and it was just like, no, wasn't having it, bro.
To be fair, Rhino couldn't see half the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That being said, I feel his eyesight was selective.
Well, Paul's here. I don't hear him.
Blind is what you meant to say. Blind.
Blind.
My kids are on their internet devices as well, so we'll see how this goes.
So far, you're clear and concise.
Well, the internet's much faster than it was in previous centuries. You know.
Yeah.
I gotta tell you, I follow Paul and I follow his new outdoor venture on Facebook, and I don't know, seeing Paul smile occasionally in photos and appear to be happy, weird. It scares the hell out of me. It really scares the hell out of me.
Weird. For sure.
It's just,
and I'm not being vindictive.
It's just proof that invasion of the body snatchers actually happened, and well, Paul's been replaced.
I mean, to be honest, that's the most logical explanation I've ever heard. So
he fell asleep one night, and one of the fucking pods grew right next to his bed and absorbed all of his nutrients and his likeness.
If you hear the new review I just did before I got on here and how much I fucking bashed the brewing company, you'll know I'm live and well. Still alive.
Yeah. Good.
Yeah.
Good.
Joe told me a while ago. He goes, Paul, you're too honest. You're honest to a fault, and that's why breweries won't give you free beer. And I was like, if I gotta essentially hold back my thoughts or lie, I don't want your beer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, there's plenty of people
not being thin-skinned.
Yeah.
Wait. Let's test this, Paul. What do you think of me?
I don't like you at all.
That's Paul. That's Paul.
I still feel he was sugarcoating it, but okay, he's on the right track.
There was a sprinkle of sugar. A spoonful of cannabis helped the medicine go down.
There we go.
Yeah, it's the spring
I like that we can hear the fucking forest noises behind Paul, the frogs or the loons or whatever the fuck is back there.
The whippoorwills.
Yep. The will o' the wisp.
Yeah.
Get enough of that sugar, Chris.
What?
Yeah, well, I gotta say, Paul, I'm not used to you smiling. I'm used to that stare from you that looks that you're gonna kill me. So, yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
There's
that's
the one.
That's
Yeah,
one.
you never know when he'll randomly show up to a hangout in his pickup truck, drink all the beer, then puke behind it and be fine.
In front of it.
Oh,
It was in front of it.
and then go to a beer festival the next day.
Oh yeah, yeah. I from that day on, I have never driven without Tums in my car, ever.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Because I was like, oh, everything feels like it's dying. I'm like, wow. If I had some Tums, that would have been different.
It's probably a good idea, to be honest.
Yeah.
I keep resisting getting Tums or some sort of antacid or whatever, but I think it's about time.
I get the ones that Cubal in.
I like Pepsi C personally, the fruit flavors.
You saying that heartburn is, hurting your ability to roll, so you need some roll aids?
Jesus Nick.
Some roll.
I hope
that's
that
how we
joke
roll.
Why are you such anti-acid anyway?
I hope that joke you just told gets AIDS. Fuck's sakes.
Wow.
Like, Jesus, man.
What, the diet medication from the 70s? AIDS?
No, Nick. AIDS, HIV. Horrible disease.
Wow.
You're a horrible disease.
That stuff.
I know.
I hear Freddie Mercury has it.
Well, he had it.
Had it.
Oh.
He left a terrible Yelp review.
Jesus, you guys spoiled his life for me. I hadn't watched the rest of that movie.
Never fill your mouth full of chiclets, and you'll be okay.
Okay. All right, one more candy.
Straw.
What you drinking there?
Straw.
Straw.
Amber.
Amber. Interesting.
Fancy.
Pennsylvania since 1872.
Nice.
Wow.
Yeah, a nice locally made amber ale. It's pretty damn nice, even warm. Like I like it.
Nice. We got someone said Jamie C, whoever that is.
Jamie C in the chat saying cheers.
Cheers, Jamie C. I mean, I'm partial to Jamie Z, but I'll take Jamie C.
Yeah, a little lower in the alphabet.
Like you say the C stands for compromise. We'll take it.
Said he's just been to Hackensack Brewing Co. in New Jersey.
Nice.
What did you pick up? Where did you drink? What did you do?
He must go.
Did you rob
the
place?
Carton and Kane and all those places too. Yeah.
Well, if you went to that brewery, did you pick up anything or try anything interesting?
Did you just rob it?
You did rob it.
You didn't kill 5 people, did you?
Well, yeah, poor massive beer abuse. Doesn't he live near there in New Jersey? Isn't like New Jersey within like 50 kilometers of each other? I don't know.
Yeah,
he tried the Hellas and it was over hot, so he shot everybody.
Oh God. It's terrible.
Try hop hells.
It's a tragedy. Man.
Say all hells broke loose.
There you go. See,
all hells broke loose.
Overhopped hell is an indication of the system failing society.
Exactly.
I remember the first time I ever had it. It was actually a beer from Maine Brewing Co. And I remember the first time I ever reviewed an amber ale that was hopped, like way too hopped. I'm like, this doesn't match the style, and gave it a 3 out of 5 or something like that. I got so much hate for that.
Well, you should have.
But I mean, like, didn't match the technically doesn't match the style. It's a hoppy amber.
Okay, Chad 9976.
For fuck's sakes.
I like.
I'm not that bad.
I like a hoppy amber ale.
Let's see. He had a couple flights. So 8 4-ounce total.
Nice.
Host of style sour stouts IPAs did like their golden stout Okay, very coffee-esque. Yeah, so they like the white stouts or golden stouts
Gold
or whatever
stout.
you call them.
White
Yeah.
stouts always White stouts always freak me out. It's like, no, this doesn't taste like what it looks like.
Yeah. Just
White stout is racist. Black is beautiful.
I mean, I agree with you on that.
Maybe culturally appropriating my beers.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
I would never get served.
Nick has drawn a line in the sand.
I mean, it's culturally appropriate myself. I'm not going to be your viewers.
Oh, just
good sir. Sarcasm, motherfucker.
Good lord.
Yeah.
All right. I just went in and I got some more, and I got my phone holder because that got heavy real quick because I'm lazy and fat.
Mm-hmm.
So there you go. I'm actually the fattest I've ever been. I went to the store. I went to the hospital. I'm 289.
Holy shit, dude.
289.
Yeah, well, you're also at what, 6'10"?
Yeah,
I'm very tall, but I am very fat as well. My blood pressure was 150/90. However, the rest of everything checks out good. So that's good. Everything checks out good. They said you need to lose weight and that'll go down. I go, all right, I'll lose weight.
Get some of
so
that.
I decided to hack the leg today.
Yeah, honestly, that's usually the solution to most people's problems who are reasonably healthy. Otherwise, it's just like, yeah, you need to lose weight. You get up in the morning and you feel like you're sore. That's probably because you're too fat. You might want to do something with that.
In general, just attempting to be a little healthier usually helps.
Well,
Doctor, why am I tired all the time?
A while ago, I was going to do what Nick did. I was kind of inspired to do what Nick was doing, do the biking and stuff, but all the bikes were sold out. That was a couple years ago now. They're starting to get back on the shelves.
Yeah, you won't have trouble finding them now. The only thing is you might need like the triple XL size. I don't know how common those are.
I'm going to need a big bike. It's like $800 for a cheap bike. It's like, what? 800 what? What the fuck?
There's some cheaper. I think this year is going to be the year where there's going to be actual bike glut because there's been so many orders during the pandemic. All those orders are being filled now, and all the bike shops have overstock. That's kind of going to swing the other direction, I think, this year because.
Well, yeah, because I remember growing up, we grew up in a trailer, dirt ass poor, and I remember the one Christmas we got bikes, and I'm like. If they were this price back then, ain't no way we would have got a bike. My parents would have stole a bike for me to get a bike if that was the case. Like, they would have paid that much for a bike.
I hate to tell you, but 800 is a relatively cheap bike.
That is a cheap bike. Yeah, like
nowadays.
But it's American.
Well, one of the things that's changed is none of these bikes that we buy today are made here. So
that's true. You're
talking about a great scale.
Great point.
They're all coming from overseas. That's for one. All the components are made elsewhere and combined.
Plus, over here now you have to buy them from a. It's kind of funny, like all the retail stores, because Walmart kind of wiped everybody out during the pandemic. So Walmart, they don't have bikes on stock, so you have to go to a bike shop. And if you go to a specific place for a bike, you're going to pay more.
You're going to get a better bike, but yeah, it's going to be like $800.
Yeah, so you're going to get a better bike, but you're going to pay more for it. Absolutely.
Yeah, but the thing is, I mean, even if you buy a department store bike, chances are it wasn't put together properly. So you'll probably want to spend like $100 and actually have like a proper mechanic go over it, so it doesn't fall apart as you're riding it.
Oh well, I was going to say like the bikes that we buy here. If you buy a bike at Walmart, you got to put it together yourself.
Ah, okay.
But I know how to put a bike together. Thank God. I know how to I put a couple cars together. I should know how to put a bike together.
You'd think, but
I don't know. Bike's not exactly a Jag,
I always had leftover parts. You have a good point.
No, those are just extras. Oh, Ablino Reno.
I took all the samples in my beer fest, and now they won't let me run one anymore.
This must be Jamie Troy.
Oh yeah, I did that. That's okay. No, that was the time I did 15, and I did 15 samples in 5 minutes. I ran like a
like 2 hours towards the end of the fest or something. It was like
that was actually a really good time because I got real drunk real quick, and I just sat down and I engorged myself in the German food truck and loved the life. And then I got up, and for some reason I was really thirsty, so I just hit all of them again. That was a good time.
I remember that.
Yeah, that's like when I showed up. That's when I showed up late to the beer fest, and I had to double fist to catch up with you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why that.
Yeah, that was in 2015 or 14. It was a good time.
14 was the first year.
I think it would have been 15 then, I guess.
It was 15, yeah, because I learned my lesson 14 because Lee and I were standing in the front of the place figuring out what the fuck we're supposed to do on 14.
Yeah, 14. That was 15 was the year you came up with massive beer reviews.
Yeah.
16. I don't think were you there in 16? 2016?
No. 16 was the bad year for me.
Yeah.
15 was the first year I went.
Oh, it's because it was like there was one year where Chad told you off or something at the fest, isn't it? Or is that 15?
No, that was 15. And yeah, he can still eat a dick for that. And then I got over it, but the problem was I actually got over it pretty quick, but the problem was that was the divorce, that was the bullshit, that was all that bad stuff in my life, so I couldn't do that. Yeah, I couldn't do any of that. 16 and 17 were real bad. Then I came up later as a surprise to on the 10th, which was great. I love the fact that I made that. But my passport has expired since, so I need to get a new one.
There you are.
Yeah. Well, hopefully, if there's there's talk of a Greg hangout there maybe later this year. If there's no albino,
yeah, I mean,
come up in Alaska.
Our good friend Jamie Z has arranged for a hangout at my place, so I guess we're having a hangout.
Yeah, he kind of just sprung it in the BA 101 chat. Oh, hey, we should all get together at Greg's place. Basically, is what he did.
That's a fair point, Chad. That's a fair point.
Look at the albino rhino comment. Was scaring all the customers since he was 2 feet tall.
That's a fair point, sir. I mean, you can't go wrong with that.
I mean, everyone else.
Like I said, that was something that was a passing thing, but my life went real shitty after that for a little bit, so I had to get over that. But things are going good now.
I mean, so many people in that were like maybe barely over 5 feet. That even I was tall at that place. Like,
I was gonna say, I mean, Chad's a fucking short fella. Like he's like what, 4'5" or something. Like he's shockingly short.
When you get to that lower sea level, things get a little funky. Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure.
Yes.
Is albino Reno parody of albino Reno? I'm thinking so. I think it's the other Jamie making noise.
We strongly believe it is Jamie Z doing it.
Yeah, he's quite the zinger.
That zinger.
That zinger. Formerly known as Basement Beer Reviews way back in the day.
Yeah.
Before Chris Basin stole that from him.
I haven't seen a Chris review in a long time.
He quit.
What, Chris Peters?
He took Chris Lezak. He took a 1-year hiatus.
Oh, well, he took a 1-year hiatus like a year ago, didn't he?
Yeah, but
that's how a 1-year hiatus works.
It's been about 6 months or so. It hasn't been a year yet.
He's hoping, he's hoping all the breweries smarten up and start giving him free beer and attention again.
I love the fact that.
I mean, come on, it's true. I like Chris and all, but I mean, it was childish. Like, people are giving me free beer anymore.
His fantastic. His beers.
People never gave me free beer.
His beers are all fantastic.
Chad must be suffering up in the suburb.
Well, it's hard. Well, you have to break through all that ice.
Actually dry.
I don't think so. Is it?
I don't know, but he keeps complaining. I don't really watch his stuff all that often, but every once in a while when I do catch something, he always says, I haven't had a beer in 3 months. So I strongly suspect it's probably some outside factor, not him just choosing not to drink, because that doesn't seem in his wheelhouse.
No.
It's kind of funny. I was just watching a thing from a tribute to Bobby Eaton. He died in 2001, and I cannot fathom that 2 years have almost gone by already. It's insane.
You mean
Absolutely
2021?
insane how time flies.
Yeah, it's 2021. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of wrestlers dying.
Yeah, crazy.
The ones that haven't died from drug overdoses and stuff are starting to just drop off from old age.
I'm starting to go down. Yeah, exactly.
Hey, Hogan's still holding on strong.
Yeah.
You know what, brother?
That's the thing.
He's just gonna lie. He's gonna lie death. He's just gonna lie to death. Be like, I died 16 years ago, but I fought you in chess and I won. And the guy's gonna like, I have to believe you.
Yeah.
I gotta believe you.
Death came up to me and said, "It's your time, Hoke." And I said, "That doesn't work for me, brother." And I booked myself another 10 years.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so he says yes. This
That's
tribe
exactly
moved to someplace in northern Ontario. It was
Like, so he's in North Bay.
What's it called? It's like Deer Lake or something.
Deer Lake.
I think it is Deer Lake. Yeah.
Albino Lake.
Right.
Well, North Bay is the most northern part of Ontario. We all know that.
Yeah.
I wonder if he knew it was dry before he went there, because
I don't think he puts much forethought into anything he does, honestly.
North Bay sounded, obviously it's a while, but North Bay sounded farther away when he was talking about it. And then it's like, I checked it out, only 8 hours from my house. I was like, that's not that far.
Yeah, that's okay. Like North Bay if you turn the globe over on its fucking head.
Well,
let's not forget
Deer Lake First Station is there's no roads to it.
No, it's fly-in only.
Yeah.
To North Bay?
No,
not North Bay.
Deer Lake, Ontario.
Yeah, the place that he's talking about. But I'm talking about because like Carrie acts like North Bay was in the middle of fucking nowhere and stuff like that. And I look at it, it's 8 hours from my house. It's not far.
Yeah, no, it's not that.
It's not that bad. I still would like to hit that Black Swan Brewing Company.
Yeah. Amazing how he's saying he's the albino rhino and he just joined April 12th, 2023. That's amazing.
Wow. Well, Well, why worry about your YouTube channel that's been around?
Why don't you ask me? I'm right here.
Yeah.
There you go. See?
All right, Chad. Why'd you move to Deer Lake, Ontario? Tell us everything.
Chad.
Yeah, give us.
Also, what's it like to get Christy #2's squirt in your face?
Or how about? Or the best thing is passing up 2 Asian twins.
Yeah, tell it. We have a lot to unpack here.
I want to hear that story.
Why would you be like, hey?
Move to Brandon.
Oh my God.
Oh my fuck.
No one does that.
Nobody does that in their right mind. Oh,
he's going to start a movie production company with Chris Peters.
There you go. Oh, now we know.
Yeah. Or no, actually, he's just going to join Chris Peters' band. They're gonna cut a metal album, black metal, baby.
Yeah. Hey, easy up. I'm releasing a couple black metal albums here coming up. My Funeral Dust album, covered by Snowdrift, next year is hitting its 20th year anniversary. So I was thinking about maybe finally putting out a vinyl. I've always wanted to put out a vinyl album, so I might.
You know what? You would, if you hit up Chris Peters with your fucking Black Death vinyl and shit. Like you would get all the promotion. Upwards of 20 people would hear about your album.
I see. No, I don't want to be a sellout. See, that's too much.
No, but here's the thing. Chris Peters ain't sellout, man. He is the underground on the streets.
I will tell you what. There's a reason that I've released all my previous albums on 8-track because I don't want anyone to ever play them.
Oh, you're more hardcore. You're more hardcore. Yeah, because you can't play 8-tracks. Even back in the day when they were brand new, they were the shittiest format
ever.
Exactly. Like literally first generation 8-tracks. The high end produced ones that weren't the shitty copies. Fucking put them in your fucking 8-track player in your fucking truck or whatever. Break after you play them 3 times.
Oh, isn't it funny though? That trend has continued. The analog car version will always kill your shit, but the home version will play it forever.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah. Because you've miniaturized the equipment to a point where it's just like
I actually just got my grandmother just passed away a little bit ago, which sucks, obviously.
Sorry,
but I got her hi-fi, her vinyl player and stuff, the radio, built-in radio, the whole deal.
Yeah,
it still had the fucking instructions with it from 1972, like in the bag, like right in there. It's made by the Ford company before Ford sold it to Philips. Like, that's how old it is. I was like, that's fucking awesome. Cool. And you know what? It plays vinyls amazingly.
Yeah, nothing. Like, honestly,
I spent all your records, not vinyls.
If I had the space to like actually set up a nice vinyl setup or whatever, I would have one, but I don't. So I don't.
Right now, it's in the middle of my living room because I do not have the space, but that's where it's set up. It's set up right in the middle of the living room.
Vinyls. Oh my god!
Oh, yeah?
Being the avid record collector for 15 years here, and I'm hearing people say vinyl. Plural of vinyls is not vinyls; it's vinyl.
See if this is the reason that the Greg Hangout needs to happen. Nick can go up there and buy all of Greg's vinyl that he has sitting around.
There you go.
That's right. We're saying nothing but vinyl.
Because right behind me here is my record collection against the wall. There's 600 records.
Yeah, I'm sure most of it sucks.
Oh, fuck. No! Hey, there's a lot of you'd like 1970s progressive rock, don't you?
No, of course not. Nobody does.
Well, like Genesis, yes. Moody Blues. King Crimson. Oh, who doesn't like King
Crimson? Lie to sound intelligent. No one knows who the King is.
Fuck I'll whip out my Dire Straits collection and whip it.
Wow, I would be interested.
I physically ill. I have to piss off the porch. I'll be right back.
I would be interested in seeing like what Greg's all that vinyl he's got sitting there. What it is.
I am kind of curious. I think he showed me some. Like, he put a video in the chat, I think, one time.
I mean, it's his mom and dad's collection, right, or something like that, right?
Yeah. So people with an actual taste in music.
Yeah. So, like, is it like, do you get like something cool, like an early Chris Christopherson record that no one's heard, or
okay, that'd be cool, like an early press of something.
Yeah,
really interesting. Mine around says, "Does anyone want to smuggle me some beers? I'll send you a dog as a trade."
Jesus.
Oh
man, that's. I don't even know how to process that. I want to laugh, but it involves dogs being traded like slave labor, and I don't know if I can't get behind that one, dude.
Come on, Greg, where are you? I was waiting for Greg to say if it's a black dog. Where's Greg at? God damn it!
Greg
he says stuff like that, and it's Porky.
Mm-hmm.
I actually just went through them last night, and I separated all the classical, all the soundtracks, all the metal, and all the the classic rock, like you're saying. I segregated, I just put them all in their real places because they were all mixed up. It's really hard to grab something that you want if it's all mixed up like that. So I separated them all. The things that I have in like my classic rock collection that are like a lot of the same albums is like Vanilla Fudge and Alan Parsons Project. There's a lot of that. I mean, there's a lot of everything, but they seem to have the most albums.
Yeah,
cool.
I actually really liked the Alan Parsons Project. They had a good run there for a while in the 70s and early 80s. Like iRobot, that's probably one of my favorites. That in the first one, Tales of Imagination.
That's my favorite. Yep, that's my favorite. Actually, the album that I had,
the Raven, Go Off the Raven, Nevermore, like Edgar Allan Poe.
Well, the weirdest thing is the original doesn't have Orson Welles, but the re-release that came out on CD has Orson Welles doing narration the whole time.
Cool.
Yeah. So I just bought a new version.
Nice.
I love how varied, like, and weird, all the little labels and stuff that pop up and all the weird little shit that was released back in the day, and like especially in like the 70s was kind of the heyday for it, where you'd just get these weird one-off records, like you'd get like the Leonard Nimoy record where he sings the Ballad of Bilbo Baggins, and shit like that.
How cool is that?
Yeah.
No, I like that shit. I do have The Hobbit on vinyl that with all the pages from the movie. I have that on vinyl.
Nice. And my dad has in his collection, he has Ray Bradbury's The Martian Chronicles, a couple stories from that collection of stories, narrated by Leonard Nimoy.
See, this is what we need to find. We need to find Lee Russell Sings Gospel.
Oh my God!
There you go. Someone strokes behind me.
To have Lee Russell and the Wayfarers. Oh, from the cradle to the cross.
That okay?
Wow, I didn't know Lee Russell was so famous.
I didn't. Yeah,
I have a bunch of spoken word Lovecraft stuff, and of course, the one thing I have is Rodney McDowell reading Lovecraft, which is pretty awesome.
That'd be cool. That's perfect. I love that combination.
I have that.
Actually, do you have like the War of the Worlds done by the progressive rock?
I do. Yes, I do. I have the War of Worlds, and that's
narrated by it's an Orson Welles type kind of thing, but it's like narrated by what's his name? Who's a British?
I gotta see what the one I have, but I have it, so I gotta see who's
Jeff Wayne's War of the Worlds, but it's like got music sung by.
Oh, you talking about
Justin Hayward?
Jeff Lynne?
Not Jeff Lynne. Jeff.
Oh, I didn't say it. That'd be odd. Jeff Wayne. I don't know Jeff Wayne. I do have a lot of ELO though too, because they're pretty fucking awesome.
Yeah, like this. Share my screen here. Jeff Wayne's musical version of the War of the Worlds.
Oh yeah.
I don't have that one. Nope.
And it's like Victorian era kind of War of the Worlds theme, but it's all progressive rock. You got David Essex, Justin Hayward of Moody Blues, Phil Lynott of the Tin Lizzy, Chris Thompson, Manfred Mann's Earth Band. Richard Burton is the guy that narrates the whole thing.
There you go.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
So there's some pretty
is it Thin Lizzy or Tin Lizzy?
Shit. Tin Lizzy. Thin Lizzy. Sorry, yeah, Thin Lizzy.
I was going to say, wait, are we talking about two different things? Okay, never mind.
No, we're not. But yeah, I remember that one. I've got a copy of that. Yeah, that one's really good. I got hooked on that for a while.
Nice. There's a record shop that just opened here. A lot of their stuff got destroyed because someone had an apartment above them and left the water running, and it came down and ruined a lot of their stuff.
Yeah, that happened to a record shop.
I'm going through my stuff, and I'm trying to like part with some of my shit, because it's like, if you have old metal stuff that you don't want, and I'm like, yeah, but it's old original shit from the 80s. I don't know if you're gonna pay me. Like, I'm going to give him reasonable prices and see if he wants them. Like $15 a vinyl. You can sell it for $60. You know what I mean? One of those kind of deals. See if he's okay with it. So.
What was it? Like, there's a record shop here in town.
I like stuff like that.
Had that happen.
So, what's that?
I was going to say, there's a record shop here in town that had that happen. So when I heard that, it was like one of my favorite record shops. And when I heard that, I'm like, oh, fuck. So I go in. And I'm like, I'm going to go buy something. I'm going to buy one of their more expensive records. So I ended up walking out with an original copy of The Modern Lovers. So I got like an $80 copy of The Modern Lovers.
I don't know what that is.
Original album. Pablo Picasso never got called an asshole.
Yeah. I've got a pretty reasonable collection of vinyl, even though I don't listen to vinyl. But I want to sell. I want to sell it.
Literally have different versions of the same album? I just see you having every single version of the Village People ever released, but different copies.
No. So first of all, I didn't buy any of these. These are all inherited. Technically, they're my mom's. But at some point I want to sell them. Most of them they're like Beatles. There's a lot of original Elvis and shit like that.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome.
I think there's some original I think there might be an original Led Zeppelin Dark Side of the Moon. So I think that one might be worth something.
Oh yeah. My Dark Side of the Moon is completely shot. I need a new one of Dark Side of the Moon. No, but yeah, I mean, I always like Dark Side of the Moon. It's one of those ones that it's overplayed, so I don't like it. But at the same time, when I put it on, I'm happy I did. If you know what I mean?
You can't deny how good it is, even though everyone always talks about it.
Well, that's the thing is that
it's so overplayed, but but it's so good. Yeah.
None of these records are like sealed or anything. I'm sure, obviously, sealed ones would be worth a shit ton more money, but they're all in pretty good condition. A lot of them have actually the wrapping on them. It just there's a slit in them where the record was taken
Does
out.
she have any CCR? Because mine's fucking. I just opened mine and it's snapped in half. So if she has any CCR, throw it this way.
I don't.
Creedence Clearwater Revival CCR.
Oh, I don't think so.
Yeah,
you've heard of that before.
Greg is about 3 steps away from being a serial killer. You can't talk to him about music. Like, it's just...
No, I don't know. I don't know shit about music. So most of this shit is like from the 60s and 70s that my parents collected. They actually had a bigger collection and they sold some of it. But from what I understand, this stuff was supposedly not as valuable. This is their more valuable stuff.
Let me just say that if you go through that at any point in time and you see a Leonard Skinner album or a Molly Hatchet album, then CCR will be in there. Just saying. I'm just saying.
I need to find some at some point. I literally made it took a while, so I think I literally made 4 videos of going through that entire collection. I posted them on the beer chat. I don't know if I still have those videos, but if I do, I'll repost them and I'll tag you.
And you should repost those because I think I missed them.
Yeah, I did it about a year.
I was going through it. I noticed that I had doubles. I had doubles of Demons of Lizards by Uriah Heep. I had doubles of some Vanilla Fudge album. Doubles. I was like, fuck it, I'll just put it in the giveaway pile. Fuck it. Who cares?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We got some comments here. I'll just read.
So
Jamie C says, guys, where are y'all from? I know Paul, obviously, but I learned of his channel through Craig of Kent Beer Reviews, who I hang out with pretty often. So I am from Nova Scotia, Canada. Greg,
we're all basically from Canada, other than our good friend Paul here. I'm currently in Mississauga, Ontario, Canada. But if you don't know what that is, I'm very close to Toronto. I'm basically right next door to Toronto.
Yeah. So basically all you need to know is
I like Mississauga because it's actually the name of an endangered rattlesnake in Pennsylvania. In Western Pennsylvania, there's a endangered rattlesnake called the Mississauga rattlesnake, and that's why
I thought it was because there's a snake here, but I thought it was called like the Massasauga or something like similar, but not quite the same. I might be wrong.
It's probably a little bit different. It might be a rattlesnake. I don't know. But the Mississauga, it was spelled like that. It's endangered here. So if it's the same species, that's awesome that it has a little bit more of a range. But there you go.
Mm. And Nick, who is,
that's a rattlesnake with
boxes in the back there. He is from New Brunswick.
One province over from Mr. Lee here.
Yeah. The lesser of the maritime provinces.
We're like the provinces, the Maritimes, Alabama, like Canada's Alabama. No, actually, you know what? Based on pictures and videos I've seen, New Brunswick resembles Pennsylvania the most.
I was going to say New Brunswick is Pennsylvania, essentially.
Yeah,
yes,
pretty much.
Yeah, I damn near want to say Lee's probably the same thing. You're just all Pennsylvanians as far as I'm concerned. So
not too far.
It's not an insult coming from you.
But
yeah, it gets pretty rural, pretty backwoods areas.
It's a compliment.
It looks like I've seen videos of people like driving around Pennsylvania, and I could have sworn we were driving around like backwoods to Norton.
When I rolled my truck a couple of years ago, and we pushed it over, like we checked it out, and then we pushed it back over on its side. And all the windows were smashed out of it. And the state police guy's like, "Are you going to drive that home?" I said, "Did it fire up? You haven't been around Pennsylvania very much, have you?" I was like, "He fucking drove it all the way to the fucking home." I'm like, no windows. It was freezing rain, fucking 20 degrees, no windows. Let's go. Woo!
Yeah, it's not like you're going to the city.
No, fuck it. We're just driving around.
You're just going to go ditch it behind Buddy's farm anyway.
Yeah, no, we have, where we live especially, we have buggies on the road. You will see buggies on the road. You will see cars that were beat to hell on the road. And you will also see cars dragging other cars with chains on the road daily.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus.
Because
Dan in the
that's how
chat
we do.
saying, "Holy crap, we have stars on the show and stars in the chat." And then the albino rhino comment, "I yelled at Paul for scaring all the customers at my beer fest. I realized he heard my ways next year when Radar showed up."
Yeah,
Wow.
exactly. Radar's
Wow. Jamie C says, "Okay, yes, I know Mississauga. I'm upstate New York, close to Albany." Okay, so there you go.
Albany's close to Rochester, which is not far from Buffalo, isn't it?
Yeah, but
So
you know,
that
no one
along
wants to
those
admit they're
those
that
guys
close
up.
to Joe. So that's
I
true.
almost went to Albany last year for the beer palooza. Shit got weird. Shit got crazy, so I didn't make it. But
Who's Greg?
God damn it. God damn, I can't say their name, but it's a fan of Joe's channel. The FMX beer guys are from up that area, so you probably already know of them, Jamie.
Then Dan goes on to say, "And by stars, I mean Paul, who was in the chat and now on video." Oh, so way to shit talk Jamie C here, by the way, Dan. That's really fucking nice of you. And Albino Reno.
West Coast Nick, you are too kind, good sir.
Yeah, you're just fucking on other people in the chat here, dude. Jamie C says, "I was in Kingston a few weekends back, Kingston, Ontario, I assume. They have some cool places. Basically, did all their brew pubs and also the one in Napanee."
Nice.
Mercy Beer saying, "Good morning." Oh yeah, it would be good morning for you, wouldn't it?
Cheers, Adam.
Cheers, dude.
Very early in the morning for him.
Yeah. It's kind of funny. Right here. Kingston, Ontario, a cool place. Kingston, Washington, a very cool place. Kingston, Pennsylvania, don't go there.
That sounds a lot like Kingston, Nova Scotia.
Yeah, not that great.
There you go.
There's a Kingston, New Brunswick, but there's like nothing there. So
I mean, I guess
go there if you want.
The weird thing is, like, Kingston is technically the town, and then Greenwood is technically the village next to it. But Greenwood's the bigger place now with all the shit, and Kingston's just kind of like the.
Wow. Okay, so the village bigger than the town.
Yeah,
Greenwood's got the forces base, doesn't it? Like,
yeah, we got
Greenwood.
Yeah, we got the Air Force Base and shit, and we got all the cool stores and all that crap. So
Greenwood is the township I live in. I live in the Greenwood Township here.
Oh, okay. There you go. I mean, so like Kingston is really just kind of an atrophied limb to Greenwood at this point. But
yeah, ours is a ghetto essentially. There's some interesting revitalization areas, but other than that, it's pretty much a, kind of a struggling for money, rather steal your car than get a job area.
Yeah, we got a little bit of that here and there, but it's not. Once you go further out from the Kingston Greenwood area into some of the more sketchy parts of the valley, then it gets that way.
Oh, okay. I didn't expect that. I expected the opposite.
Yeah, no, it's fairly civilized where we are.
Luckily, I drive cars that no one wants to steal, so it's pretty good.
Get down there places like Aylesford or something.
Nah, it's not even. It's Berwick and Aylesford and stuff. They're
Berwick. That's right. My hometown is Berwick.
Berwick here.
Yeah, I know. We say Berwick too. But
apparently,
it's actually Berwick if you go to England. But Berwick is the town I grew up in.
All right.
Don't you be talking shit about Annapolis and upper climates or anything like that.
Berwick. Berwick.
Yep.
Yeah. That's the town I grew up in. That's my hometown.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
But when I looked online, because we are the sister city or whatever you want to call it for Berwick upon Tweed, and if you look it up, it's named out of the bear and the wick tree, so it's Berwick. Then I didn't know that. And there's a cool castle there and shit. I was like, wow, you're so much nicer than where I live. It's amazing. So yeah, that's cool. I mean, it's amazing. I see all these references to fucking Nova Scotia that's so familiar to where I live. So I do love the Pennsylvania of Canada.
Greg probably went on the 10th live stream. Is he actually live right now?
Is he? No way.
No way. Or is he video gaming or something?
No, Greg's internet took a shit, so
yeah. I was gonna say he's probably having sex with that dog that was near him.
It could be.
Oh,
He's desperate. All right, so Mercy Beer says, "What about Kingston, Jamaica?"
We don't talk
We haven't
about
heard
that.
anything from Marvin in a long time, have we?
No, he's either now the drug kingpin there or he's dead. One or the other.
He is absolutely
one of the two. If somebody hijacks his channel because I was subscribed to him, even though I had no content, but all of a sudden now his channel is called See Jamaica and it live streams like video of Kingston.
Yeah,
so
that's it.
Actually, I should share his channel at some point. Just it was kind of neat. And he says, yes, I meant Kingston, Ontario. Supposedly the first capital of Canada, probably before they built the Parliament buildings. I don't think Ottawa's all that far. It's like 50 kilometers from it, isn't it? They probably didn't want it as close to the American border.
Yeah.
Well, the weirdest thing is I was actually, and I'm not pissing on anybody. It was just an observation. If you go up north, I can't remember the route, but North New York, there's a road that literally parallels the whole fucking Canadian border between the two checkpoints, and it's all cornfield. I'm like, just get off there, maybe. I don't know.
Get off there and then just keep running.
So, I mean, honestly, like it's literally just. Yeah, I mean, obviously, I know it goes to like a point, and there's a bridge and stuff like that. But like, you're already in there. Like, you go. Like I don't know.
Kingston,
I don't know, but I was like,
very snooty.
I just thought it was very sketchy. I was like, that's weird. Is this a trap? It seems like a trap.
Berwick on Tweed, aka fake Scotland. Okay.
Yeah. You know, actually, here's the funny thing. Can I give you a Berwick fact?
Sure.
Okay. Berwick upon Tweed was one of the things that they had a land custody over who owned it for quite a long time. And because of that, it never actually got put onto the armistice of World War II. So technically speaking, they never said that they associated like hostilities against Germany and stuff.
Oh,
so
wow.
Germany could bomb them at any point in time after that, and it was be perfectly legal. That only happened like 5 or 6 years ago.
And you know those Germans, they're always raring to like start up again. So
exactly, you know what I mean? Like, you know, like why not? It's a third chance to try. You know what I mean? That kind of thing. But I did think that was really odd about Berwick, and it was what was the other thing? It was the Finland. Was it Finland? Finland is the only time in history where like a certain like political sect went against another political sect in the same thing in the same war. They were a Democratic Republic and somebody else was a Democratic Republic. That was the first time they ever did that in the same Civil War kind of thing or World War. And that's yeah, he went totally 1 minute photo or whatever that movie's called with
my new gimbal contraption for trying to get this thing to work.
I have one and I didn't even try it yet. I have a crane, something they're called. I can't remember what it is, and I really need to get it out and try to make it work.
I just see Nick getting really bad carpal tunnel syndrome with that fucking thing.
Yeah, it is a little weighty. This is the Zhiyun Crane M2S.
That's probably the one I have too, honestly.
Yeah,
Nick, why'd you have to bring anti-Semitism into it?
Well, this is Chinese. Don't be.
Oh no, you said Jew. I just assumed.
Yeah. This is the 1-2 Jewish piece of shit.
Yeah,
No,
isn't Berwick? Isn't that like from Roman occupation times? Isn't that?
I don't know if Berwick is from that time, but there is a cool castle there that is totally, you know.
Because I know some of those names. They stayed in England even after the Romans left, and then they just got brought over here.
When I was in Germany, I went to Thiers. It's called, and the castle there is extremely Roman. If you know what I mean, like it's Roman. But the castle that's in Berwick is a very just kind of medieval castle, like one of you would expect to be in that area. So I'm not quite sure. Oh, rush hour.
Oh, you had a car go by?
There it goes.
Yeah, 2 cars.
Rush hour. It's only 1 car. God damn it.
Jamie C says, honestly, I think it's pronounced Berwick in the UK too. Mercy Beers, am I wrong? I think Mercy Beers is actually in the UK.
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
Well, the only reason I looked at it is because it said it was Berwick, by the pronunciation on the site that I was looking at. I'll always call it Berwick.
This
it
makes
just
sense here. Mercy Beer says it's pronounced Baywick.
Baywick.
Very good. Fake Scottish.
The Baywick.
It's like that whole Dalhousie Dalhousie argument.
Baywick.
Like in Ontario, they got Port Dalhousie, but like you're gonna come here and go to Scotland or something, they called Dalhousie.
Yeah.
Or like Nova Scotia's got Dalhousie University. There's a Dalhousie.
Pronounced Berwick. Oh,
I mean,
Berwick.
I mean, Nova Scotia is technically means New Scotland, but there's such like a melting pot of different cultures here. Like you have the whole Acadian influence and everything else that came streaming in, and so like you're going to get different dialects and different pronunciations and stuff.
Well, I honestly, like if you live in the town too, if you still think it's part of England, you're going to say Berwick or Berwick. And then if you think it's part of Scotland, you're probably going to say Berwick. You know what I mean? Like it's going to
Berwick.
It's going to be weird.
I've got to take a shit at Berwick.
Exactly. Berwick's my billet.
So it's not that far, but the road is slow. It's the Ottawa. Oh yeah, because it's all shitty side roads to go up from New Jersey to Ottawa from that direction, I think. Greg says, hi, Nick. He's not in the chat anymore because we were talking about music probably, and even though his internet took a shit. Or maybe he's taking a shit now. That's why he doesn't.
He might have had to walk the dog, too.
He's taking a bear.
Well, he walked the dog earlier.
He's got more than one dog,
You're not wrong. He's got 3. He's almost got as many as Chad had before he traded him in to go up north.
Jesus.
Speaking of which, hey, guys, you ever toss a caper?
No. I have not.
Yes, I have. Yes, I have.
I'm not a strong man.
But I know what love is, Jenny.
Finland for 10 years. There was a civil war in Finland around 1918. Maybe that's what you're referring to.
Maybe.
Isn't that around the same time like the Finnish like broke away from Russia? Because they were part of the Russian Empire, and then
where all the Molotov cocktails came from.
Yeah, but they broke away during the then they like back the whites, and then went for independence after the Russian Revolution.
Maybe
I think that's how that happened.
Which we need to get that great historian Jay Terrio in here to help us with that one.
Yeah, tell us how they should have gone about the civil rights movement differently.
Yeah, how they should have just not had the thing.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Should have been more. Oh, well, I don't know. I'm not going to get into this shit.
Finland gained independence in 1917, then the Civil War followed after that. Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. Independence after, like, the Russians fell or something during the... Because I remember they surrendered to the Germans in 1917.
Did they?
Before that, Finland was part of Russia. They were different people, obviously, but they were always just sort of like conquered by them. Looking up the Finnish Civil War now. So, wow, about 4 months Civil War. That's pretty short.
I mean, it's a small country.
It was. They were pretty quick to finish.
Jesus Christ!
Right.
Womp womp.
Yeah, I still won't drink any beer brewed in Louisiana because it'll make you racist.
Yeah.
Hey, remember when Jay used to join my hangouts? He wasn't at all awkward.
No, very.
No, it was really funny because Lee would give him shit until either one of them quit. It was nice.
What was he? You called him one time, or you like he was a schmutz or a putz or something like that?
I don't know.
And he sent me a message on Facebook. It's like, what do you know about you, Nick? Do you think I'm a?
He's a very fragile man.
Very, very thin skin.
You can't take insults. That's why even when Dr. Dave shit on him and basically did everything but like rape his daughter on screen in front of him, he came crawling back to him. Hey, yeah, we can still be buddies, Dr. Dave.
Dr. Dave?
Dr. Dave? No, he's still alive, unfortunately.
Oh, is he? I didn't know that.
Yeah, he's got a new grift now. He's in the like First Amendment auditors community or whatever the fuck that is.
I don't know what that is.
Yeah, it's some sort of they're a pack of fucking weirdos, but he's grifting over there now and making new enemies there.
Okay, he's basically doing the same thing he did everywhere else. It's just alienate himself. Alienate himself.
He does not change, you know.
Yeah. My first girlfriend, one of my first girlfriends, Linda, she was Finnish and half Swedish.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
She had a big old plate face. I don't know how to describe it. She wasn't ugly. She wasn't ugly. I just always think those Finnish people have big plate faces because I knew a couple Finnish people and we always made fun of them and it was funny and then we all laughed. But no, it was fine.
All right, so JVC says my wife is Finnish, had family members that fought on both sides. The whites were landowners and reds basically tenant farmers and working. That makes total sense considering it was
it's all class structure stuff. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, class structure shit. And he says the problem with Finland is back then is they didn't produce hazy IPAs. They would have settled the score.
Oh wow.
Like those wealthy landowners would have given them something great to drink, so they would have been pacified. I mean, to be fair,
if they would have given something to the party than that Kvass bullshit, they would have really
Oof.
fucked up some shit.
Remember when Basement Beer would dress up like Jay with his Louisiana with the Falstaff logo?
Yeah. I'll be back in a minute.
Pissy.
I am drinking a Moosehead Chelada Lime and Salt.
Why are you doing
What?
Why are you doing that?
Why am I doing that?
Yeah, why?
It's Wednesday night, and I gotta get up at 6 in the morning, so I don't want to
In
get
the morning.
In the morning.
That's why I'm drinking a 4% amber ale.
Out of a tulip. Or a
You have to put a proper glass. I mean, I don't care what it has to go into a proper glass.
Even though it's like a. So what was that? What was that shit called again?
Wow. Pennsylvania brewed since 1872, baby. It actually is family owned, locally brewed. It is not bought by any companies this whole time. It's
really.
I always call it Little Yinling.
Little Yinling.
I always call it Little Yinling, but Straub's. Yep, in St. Mary's, Pennsylvania.
Yeah,
they make a light, a bright, special dark. Groundhog alt beer, the amber ale. They were doing an IPL that wasn't actually bad for a while.
I'm looking at the pictures of the beer they sell. They got like two lagers, and one of them looks like a ripoff of Moosehead. Like they got the green bottles. I should say like rip off of like Heineken and Grolsch, like the Euro lager style. So they got a European style lager.
Is it the bright? The one's a blue, one's a green, one's a red.
The light blue and then the amber.
Red, the amber.
Is the amber a lager? Or is it a?
It might be an ale. I'm not sure. Oh. It doesn't taste like a lager. It has a nice, like, kind of zero grain bready back. Like, it's kind of telling me it's a little bit more of a ale. It's quite nice. It's got a little bit of caramel, a little bit of bready, zero grain bready back, like an oat brand back. It's quite flavorful, honestly, for what it is.
Do you see this? I got the Straub site up here.
It's $14 a 15 pack. So I can't go wrong with that.
I can scroll here.
So it's less than a buck a can. It just is amber though. It doesn't let you know if it's a fucking lager. It doesn't let you know if it's an ale. All I know is it tastes great, warm as fuck, and I'm happy about it.
Jesus fuck. There we go. All right. So Straub Lager. Yeah, they're all lagers. So American Amber Lager, they call it. 4.1%.
I'll tell you what, this is better than Yinling. This beats Yinling any day of the week.
Malt, domestic 2-row, caramel, and black with Apollo hops.
This is supposed to be similar,
like an Americanized, like like tamer version of like a Vienna lager or something like that. It's probably pretty
this
good.
is better. This is better than most of those I've ever had.
You sucking a beer's cock, then yeah, of course it sounds really good.
I'm just saying it's really, really good. This is better than Yinling. Absolutely, then. If this is because Yinling's an amber lager, this is way better.
Jamie C says, does anyone know why there isn't much reciprocal trade of craft beer between the U.S. and Canada? I feel like there could be way more opportunity, and you're absolutely correct. I feel
it depends on where you live, though, too. Some people get it, some people don't.
I mean, there's beers that come from the U.S. over to here, and there's beers that go from Canada that go over to the States as well. But I feel like there's probably more Canadian craft beer that makes its way into the States than there is up to here. Because, like, all the liquor commissions in Canada, except for Alberta and to a certain extent Quebec, are government owned, so they're very protectionist. So like there's a lot of focus, like, oh, we want to promote New Brunswick made products or Nova Scotia made products over top of bringing shit. And also the people who bring this shit in it's all decided at a government committee level. So
the only thing that came into this area for a while was Flying Monkey, and they got run out pretty quick.
Really? Well, I thought you guys had like a lot more like Muskoka and
not around my area, no.
Or Unibrew or
Unibrew, yes. Unibrew definitely gets distributed all over the place. Unibrew is, I really wish more Trois Pistoles, or not Trois Pistoles, Trois Musketeers from Quebec gets come down here. They are so fucking good.
Yeah, that's the shit. I miss that beer. But even in New Brunswick, like, I hardly get any Quebec beer. There's not a lot of Ontario beer coming over here. Like, I want to see beers. I would love to be able to go to my Limby liquor store and go like buy beers from all across Canada and from the New England states or something.
I mean, then why couldn't that's the thing is, like, why couldn't you? It's only the legality that's holding you back.
That's exactly it. Like, it's the legality. It's all decided by a government commission because NB Liquor is a government company, and they've got bullshit restrictive laws that restrict everything, and a lot of it is protectionist because they don't want American craft beer coming into Canada and then pushing out the guys around here.
Right, and where I live too, depending on what county you live in. That's also
bullshit.
Depending on what county you live in, you have to have a license to sell certain beers. And of course, you're only allowed to have so many licenses per county. So, of course, Philly and Pittsburgh and stuff get all the licenses. So they can get Russian River and all these crazy things and all this stuff and all these things that we can't get. So you have to drive to Philly to get it.
Yeah.
But you have to drive to Pittsburgh to get it. So it's one of those weird ass. It's all legality.
I like how Straub has both a clear bottle and a brown bottle for their lager.
Yeah, I was looking at this one here, like the Straub Lager and Straub Lager, aka Greenies.
Yeah, so
I don't
exactly the same beer, but just.
I'll tell you what.
Look at all the stats on it. Like they look like they're exactly the same beer.
No, they obviously are exactly the same beer. It's just hey, do you like your bottle green instead of brown?
Yeah, basically.
Sorry,
I like it. What is the difference? Ooh, returnable bottles.
I can go get all 3 packs and do a side by side and see if I see any difference.
Do it.
Their groundhog alt beer is really good.
You get the run-of-the-mill macro stuff, but I rarely see any craft beer in my local beverage centers.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, the big companies buy the space, so like literally there's very little chance of a craft brewer being able to buy the shelf space in a grocery store of any sort, or beverage centers, whatever you call them. That's usually the case.
Ooh, I see a dark beer.
Ooh, what is it? Midnight Delight Chocolate Stout, available December through March. Maybe you'll find some stragglers.
I'll have to go get it. I can go right to the brewing company and get it. I'll have to check it out.
Prohibition lager. That sounds interesting.
This actually sounds good.
The 1872. Yeah, it is good.
Mm-hmm.
Tight lines, cold.
I'll tell you what, these guys, they make solid beer.
They have this one here called Hop Blaster IPA.
Mm-hmm. They make the IPL
ABV for a hazy is a little low, but still.
That is low. That is low. Yep. And I'm assuming it's not going to knock anybody's socks off, but their IPL for what it was really good. So I'm assuming the hazy IPA is going to be drinkable, but not amazing.
Well, here's the thing. They look more like kind of like they're not a macro brewer kind of.
They want to be though.
They make products that are. It's like Moosehead.
That's why
a lot of products that are macro-ish, but they're not.
I call them little Yinling. They just want to be that big company, but they're just not.
They're a regional. They're a regional brewery.
Yeah, all this stuff here reminds me of the stuff.
They're actually extremely regional.
All this stuff here reminds me of like Moosehead Small Batch makes, where they make like a East Coast IPA and a bunch of other different beers. Like they had an espresso stout. Like maybe they're not like as good as what you would get from like Trailway or one of the other major craft brewers around the area. Like go to Nova Scotia, go to Propeller or Two Crows or something like that. And but it's probably decent stuff.
Yeah, because if you go to the brewing company, they have an internal tap that you sample from as you go through the brewing company. They just keep on filling your glasses as you go through.
Nice, getting you drunk as you go through.
Yards will get you shit faced as you go through the brewing company.
I literally have to go to the LCBQ across the border and get my beers from Canada. That has to suck.
Yeah. Well, I'm a big fan of Great Lakes Brewing Company, and I can't find them on this side. The only Great Lakes is from Ohio, which is fine. I like that brewing company, but I really like the Great Lakes.
They got a ton of great beer, but yeah, you have to go to Ontario to get that stuff.
Exactly.
Even New Brunswick, I can't get that here. I wish I could. Last time I had some Great Lakes stuff, Greg sent it to me.
I don't know if you know this, but there's a lot of European beers I can't get in America that I can get in Ontario.
Oh yeah,
yes. The Hirsch Bock. That's a great double bock that I can't get in America.
I gotta look this up. It was Hirsch. How do you spell it?
HIRCH. Hirsch double bock. Or Hirsch Bock, either one. It's a Hirsch brewing company.
And you know Germany. What? And probably with knowing the LCBO is probably only available for a short while.
It's two bucks ramming each other on the heads.
Einbecker, your Urbach Hells, Double Hirsch. Oh, there is Hirsch Bock right there.
All right. It's delicious.
Shit, that's pretty good. And you know what? I always find that the beer selection in the LCBO tends to be pretty fucking good. Like this, I wish I could get this again. This shit was fucking delicious. Warsteiner Eisbach? Or not Warsteiner. Ventina's Eisbach?
Oh, I can get you some. I can get you some. I have some aged stuff I can get you.
Oh, nice.
Oh yeah. I have the Eisbach, and yeah, I can go grab some for you.
Salvatore.
Salvatore. I actually went when I was in Germany. I actually went to the Polliner Salvatore pub and had that beer on tap with pork shanks, and it was delicious.
I do a search on the NB liquor page, and it says for Bach, and I get 20 Bench Brewing.
There you go.
Apparently, there's 38 cans of it here, but Bench. I think Dan's still watching. I think that's one of his favorite breweries. In that they fucked over Alberta.
It was cool. It was cool when we were in Germany because we went to the Salvatore pub and it had the big Polliner sign on it and stuff. You went in there, all the Polliner beers, and I got 2 ham hocks with sides because I was like, oh, that's not enough. I want both, and I'm just double fisting ham hocks while I'm drinking this fucking Bach double. I'm like, just tearing it up. That was a good time.
I'm looking through here. Here's the thing, like New Brunswick NB liquor is just the selection quality is just fucking dropped right off. Oh look,
Well, I know that place called the beer store.
I would love to be
really
able to get like Golden Drac here, but look, it's only available in Ferguson. They have 100
Yeah.
bottles. You can't fucking distribute that around the province. Pieces of shit.
Really? You can't order whatever you want off that liquor store.
No, no. I think I can order a case, but I'd have to buy a whole fucking case.
You can't order per bottle.
Greg's here.
That sucks.
This is Golden Drac Brewmasters. Greg, you're back. Oh, like there's 86 bottles of this in Moncton, but it's only in Moncton. Here's the thing: they got
where it is. Yeah.
The major centers in New Brunswick have one of these specialty stores. They got the Moncton Experience store. They got the York Street store, Fredericton, which is like a repurposed train station they built into a liquor store, which is pretty cool. And it has a specialty bottle shop. But they don't have one here in St. John, which is like one of the major population centers in the province. I'm like, which is bigger than Fredericton. Like, it would work here, but they don't fucking put one of these things in here so I can get some high-end goddamn shit.
Nick, I want you to get your high-end shit.
Albino Rhino says Bud Light is an LCBQ beer. That is like LCBQ.
Yeah, that was the joke, Nick.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Oh,
hi, Greg.
Bud Light.
Welcome back.
I'm back. My internet's working again.
Well,
I find it funny. How many? So like we all know Kid Rock don't drink beer anymore. Like he probably never really does on the regular because he was always a snooty rich kid who was pretending to be a hillbilly. But
right.
But I was thinking about this the other day. Is like his video is like fuck you Anheuser-Busch. How many brands does Anheuser-Busch own? And like because it's InBev, right? So InBev owns Anheuser.
Literally at least 200.
Yeah, so it's like
it's funny. Somebody made a tweet about that, and they said, "Hey, Republicans, if you're trying to avoid all their products, here they are." And they did like a tweet, and it was like 20 tweets of all their shit. They have a lot of stuff.
And I also found it funny. So like Kevin Sorbo weighed in on it because of course he did.
Oh, Kevin Sorbo, he's great.
And he said his tweet was he prefers he doesn't drink Bud Light anyway. He prefers Busch Light. And then someone immediately pointed out, yeah, Busch is made by Anheuser-Busch, you fucking idiot. Like, God.
The best is when he says something and then Lucy Lawless will just rip into him because she's like, she's quite a bit smarter than he is, and she'll just like completely destroy him, and he just won't respond to her. It's quite funny.
It's like, I mean, this is how Kevin Sorbo makes his money now, though, grifting, pretending to be a culture warrior. So
he does Jesus films now too.
Oh yeah, I know that. He's been doing that for a while. Because the woman he married was a Jesus freak. So
yeah, the last time I saw him in anything legitimate was like I think he was on the OC or something like that, and that was like fucking 12 years ago.
The last thing he was on that was legitimate was Hercules.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, and Xena, and that's it.
Hey, I like Fox teen dramas. Okay.
I'm just trying to keep all my comments to myself.
No, you aren't.
Yes, I am.
So, by the way,
I could actually watch a little Hercules right now because he was shit in like what was it called, Big Bad Wolf. He was shit in that film.
Yeah, this is what I was gonna show you right before I went offline.
You're a dick.
See, it's this rattlesnake. They chill in Ontario.
Oh, that's awesome.
I've never actually seen one, but they are apparently around here.
Nice. That's awesome.
Well,
it would have been nice if Nick was here to put that full screen, but whatever.
Yeah, he's a terrible host.
Well, Nick's probably gone to Jacket or something.
Yeah.
Probably. He heard Kevin Sorbo and he just fucking left quick.
Yeah. Oh, the legend continues. Or the legendary journeys, or whatever the fuck that fucking shows.
You know what? All of them had fucking Bruce Campbell in it, and I'm happy about it.
He's about the only saving grace.
All right, I'm gonna have one more beer. I'm gonna have one more. I'm gonna stop sharing my screen. By the way, I'm gonna have one more beer in honor of Paul being here.
Yay! XXX. That's pretty good.
And in honor of Nick drinking that, I'm going to say I got no problem admitting that when Lucy Lawless was on Spartacus, I definitely drained my snake a couple times to her nude scene.
I was going to say, like, can she get up there and actually say something about someone else's, thoughts or talks or this? She kind of prostituted herself a couple of times. I'm just saying, really? Do we have to listen to you now? I don't know.
I don't know. I'm okay.
Not? Who knows?
I'm okay with her prostituting herself. I mean, it's true. Ablino Reno is totally correct. Like double tempest is only double X, and Nick's got a triple X. So I mean, that's
Nick is gonna give it to you. X gonna give it to you.
I mean, if you go by the old style British system for labeling beers, sometimes the more X's the better is definitely true.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Paul enjoys the triple X moonshine.
I do.
There you
go. I usually just enjoy triple X as a whole.
Yeah.
Triple X holes are great.
The more holes, the better. No holds barred, as some DVDs say.
My old fat cat is trying to figure out how to jump over the fence. I'm trying to see if he'll succeed.
We have lean, feisty cats here that run everywhere, and I actually have 3 kittens in the house. I have 12 baby ducks. Excuse me, 12 baby ducks running around the place. I put them away right now. It's dark.
Albino Rhino beer shirts come in 3X as well.
They do.
Well, you'd have to.
Look at Greg. He's wearing the Albino Rhino Beer Fest series.
I got it.
You need to have another Albino Rhino Beer Fest so Greg can get more.
Yeah, exactly. Like I've got a hole in this. This one's actually good shape.
I still have my Albino Rhino Beer Fest shirt upstairs somewhere. I can't fit it, but I still have it.
I have about 14 of them, and most of them are on literally tearing at this point. But I will not throw them out. I'm gonna hang on to them.
Yeah, he's trying to crush that chicken base side. He's like, it's horrible. Yeah. It's horrible.
Yeah, how are
Nailed
those?
It. Shitty.
Huh? How are those, Nick?
Shitty.
The fucking moosehead chelada thingy.
I like them. It's probably the closest you're gonna get to a lime goza from Moosehead.
Wow. So
they got a flavor profile very similar to like the lime that was in the Moose Light lime, except for it's a lot stronger because and more tart because there's more of it. Obviously, a nice salty background.
I remember when Moosehead was
the only negative I would say about them is if you're buying a 12 pack of them to chug on a summer day, it's not the most refreshing because they are pretty full flavored.
Yeah, right.
It seem refreshing, Nick.
Other than that,
you might get burned out on them pretty quick.
You should do a beer review on them on your channel, Nick.
You could do 12.
That was my last can. I have to go get more, and
you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah. I'm going to have to get another case of that stuff, and then I'm going to go buy a thing of Tums for the heartburn.
There you go. That's a good idea. I love it.
Actually, you're talking about heartburn medications. I'm on some pretty intense, high tech shit for heartburn. Because, you ever heard of the heartburn med Tecta?
No.
Pantoprazole. I take it daily. But
Pantoprazole, isn't that an Aztec?
I basically something like that. Yes. No, it's like an proton pump inhibitor. It's like a high end Zantac kind of thing.
Right. I used to take Zantac every day.
Yeah, like I used to take Zantac every day, and it wasn't really working for me all that well. I would take that, and if I was drinking sours or something like orange juice, it would have to take like Tums to complement it, but like this Tecta stuff, it fucking works great because now I don't. As long as I keep taking it, I never get heartburn anymore.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, I love
it. I was bad for a while, but apparently I was having like anxiety panic attacks every day, and I didn't even know it. And that was probably one of the reasons why I was having heartburn. So I changed a couple of things in my life as far as things like that, and where I worked and things like, and that kind of went away. So it's like more like infrequent when I get heartburn, but I always keep Tums with me now just in case, because as soon as I hear it flaring up, I know it's going to get bad. So I was like, eat it quick. But yeah, but apparently, like I was driving down the road when I was coming home from work, talking to my buddy. I go, my chest is really tight. I think I'm having an allergic reaction or something like to this tea I drink all the time. I'm like, dude, you're having a panic attack. And I was like, I don't feel like I'm having a panic attack. He goes, you are. So I went to the doctors, and they're like, yeah, you're having fucking horrible panic attacks. So I was like, okay, Jesus. That's cool.
Good to know. I wasn't panicking about it.
Yeah.
Cut back on the caffeine.
I guess it was just the stress at home and the stress at work, and that's what was doing it.
Well, look at this. Jamie C doesn't even know about the Albino Beer Fest. Jamie C, I've only followed Chad for a few years. Did you do a beer fest once upon a time? Yeah, he hosted a beer festival in, what was it, Ridgeway, Ontario?
Ridgeway, Ontario. Yes, at the Brimstone Brewing Company.
Yeah, at the Brimstone. Yeah.
Brimstone is
did it for 6 years running between 2014 and 2019. And I, even though I'm from New Brunswick, I went to every single one. Greg and Paul went to about half of them.
Mick.
Lee went to the first one.
I went to all of them except for the first one. It's like I was
the first one was the best one. One because Lee,
like I was
two because Greg wasn't.
Yeah,
I concur.
I didn't have Greg chasing me around the beer fest. Actually, Greg wasn't the worst part. It was that other girl that kept wanting to. Anyway.
Oh, I like the one with the short.
She was married. She was married. She kept wanting to touch me, and I think Greg ended up fucking her. I forget.
I might have.
You should have definitely let that happen.
I admit to know. You had. Well, I don't know how you've seen those.
You shared the photo. That's why.
I definitely should have went to that one. Apparently.
That's the thing. That's the thing. She was annoying until you saw her tits. You're like, I was like,
the 2018 Beer Fest was like 2018 Beer Fest. She kept wanting to be in the beer review. Every time she'd see me, she's like, "Let's do a beer review together." I'm like, "Fuck off!" Like that year, I don't think I uploaded very many beer reviews from it because it was just like I didn't want to. Like it was just I was so fed up at it. I was like, that was almost to the point where like, man, I had a fucking terrible time at that festival. I don't know. I'm not sure if I want to go again next year.
And then next year, I should have been balls. I know. I get it. However, I will say,
tried to get you to come.
I mean, from the plethora of beer reviews, the plethora of everything from the Albino Rhino, Black Swan, man, they still stick with me. I have to have more from that brewing company.
That Wild Child.
Do they even exist anymore?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Black Swan.
I don't know, but if they do
had a really good IPA.
Man, they were good.
I'm pretty sure I still have a Black Swan T-shirt somewhere.
And you know what? I'll tell you what. What was it? What was his name? What's that fucking weird, annoying redhead's name? Carrie. Yeah, fuck you, Redbeard. So I'll tell you what.
I mean, to be fair, he's not a redhead. He has no hair on his...
sucks. Highland Brewing Company sucked. But
he doesn't.
Or
he doesn't
like River now or something.
Carrie doesn't like.
I've never liked any of their beers
anymore.
Oh, he doesn't like it. Yeah, he changes finally his underwear.
I think Carrie's actual favorite brewery is Sawdust City, and that one I agree with. That's a great brewery.
Sawdust City is pretty solid.
Yeah. I like. Was it the Trip to Uranus or whatever it's called?
Yeah, Long Dark Voyage to Uranus.
Long Dark Voyage to Uranus was a really good beer. The long red voyage that wine barrel age that was good too. But like I'll tell you what, Nickelbrook to me, the Bolshevik Bastard is a great beer. Just the base beer,
standard beer.
Yeah, they haven't made that for a few years.
Yeah,
they haven't done
Bolshevik
that for a few
Bastard.
years.
I just actually reviewed one a couple of weeks ago or a couple months ago that I had from 2015. Bolshevik Bastard was good.
Holy fuck!
They haven't brought that out for at least about 3 years at this point.
Oh, look who's in the chat.
Joe.
Is it Joe?
He's
Probably
totally here
not.
for the and not for
He's
that
just here
other
for the
brewery,
Black
though.
Swan Talk. Sons!
What was that? What was that other brewery at the fest
what
that
about
only
the
made the
uniform?
alt beer? The alt beer.
Oh,
Was it
that's
Bose, that one?
the alt beer. Was it Bose? Was it Bose that
No,
made
it wasn't
Bose
Bose.
made something?
No,
There
they
was
had
one
two
brewery
beers.
there.
They had two beers. One of them was an alt beer. I don't remember what the fucking name of the brewery was, though. Joe probably does.
Oh
'cause
shit!
He fucking Joe. It was Joe's
I'm sure
favorite
there's
brewery at
video
the
of
fest.
us doing that.
he fucking
There
ranted about
was
it forever.
Black Swan. There was Bose. There was that Highland shit. There was
Shit.
fuck them. What was that beer? Something River or something like that. That came up. They had like fucking one alt beer and something else, and that's it. Trying to think. Fuck.
Apparently, Inocente is 10 out of 10.
Oh, they're always a 10. They're always a 10.
The Diablino Reno has spoken.
Well, and I believe.
Oh, there was another brewing company that came up with 2 barrel-aged beers, and they both were shit. That was by the street, too. I didn't like them at all.
I think Stephen Ochente is a freedom fighter as well.
Oh, God. Great. Joe saying, fuck alt beers. How dare you bring that up, Nick? Fuck no, I don't know it. Fuck that brewery and fuck that beer.
Tell us what you really think, Joe.
Remember.
But how do you feel about Marzens, though, Joe? You've had enough of them.
Joe likes Marzens.
Joe fucking loves Marzens.
Mm-hmm.
If he's going to answer
Mash
correctly,
paddle.
he's going to say
Mash paddle. That's the one. Fuck.
Oh, Mash paddle.
Mash paddle. I think I even have a mash paddle bottle opener on my desk somewhere buried.
Mash paddle. They suck.
I'm shocked that Nick would have shit.
Yeah.
Wasn't Mash paddle the one that had that weird fucking vendor next to him that was selling spring rolls or something like that? Where like they were this fucking like they were selling like spring rolls or something. It was all this fucking vegan shit. Fuck them too.
Yeah.
I hope they died of fire.
Look at Joe like mash paddle. D's nuts. Wait, don't do that.
I mean, it depends on what you're into.
I wonder if the beer patrol is probably just it's another Jamie alt account. I bet.
No, it actually goes. No, that's actually Joe. I checked.
No,
unless Jamie in the last like half hour has like stolen all Joe's videos and uploaded them on a fake channel.
I wouldn't put it past Jamie. He's very committed to his art.
Mm-hmm. Lager Shed.
Sean and Ed's Lager Shed beers. Yeah, I remember that.
Oh,
Didn't they make a whole bunch of like popcorn lagers or something like that?
Shed age 7 days. It's just swish.
I remember reviewing a beer from Lager Shed like 10 feet away from their area and shitting on it because it sucked. Jamie was there for the. Is that the one where there's like a video clip of you dumping it down in a toilet in the one of the porta potties? Fuck Joe, why aren't you on here?
Because he doesn't like you.
That's true. I don't think Joe likes any of us, especially me.
Now he likes me.
It's because I'm trying to put some sense into him. He needs to do his show in a uniform. He'd have twice as many viewers.
Yeah. Never thought that maybe the uniform talk is the reason why he doesn't come on anymore.
I don't know. I'm not that self-aware.
Yes, one of you did do a review and dump it down the porta potty. Yes, you did.
Oh, see, there we go.
It was either that or it was like
yes,
it was either another like
it wasn't
Charlotte,
the year that I was
Charlotte something or
yeah.
I'll be honest,
yeah,
I don't miss Joe, but I do miss Joe's dad. I wish Joe's dad would show up.
I miss Joe's dad quite a bit because we were best buddies that day. Hey, Joe's let me say one word and see if you remember what I'm talking about. Tainted.
All right. So Jamie C is saying he's getting confused by all the Jamie references. I should probably officially change my name to because our little kind of clique. We got a buddy of ours named Jamie Zinger.
Yeah,
he's
you never be Jimmy.
He's probably also responsible for the albino rhino commenting in her chat here. So
he's afraid to show up on a hangout, but he likes to troll in the background.
Let's just say the person that is named as Janie Wino apparently he knows a lot about me, and not many people do except for Jamie and the albino rhino. So there you go.
Wow.
Your dad is definitely not.
He doesn't hate me. I'll tell you that.
No, he doesn't. And your dad especially likes Agnes.
For fuck's sakes, yeah.
What happened to GJ?
Oh yeah.
I don't know if DJ makes I don't know if he does videos
like
anymore.
That's Degan Bowman, isn't it? Like
DJ.
He actually called me in the car. We talked a little bit. That was crazy, and then we went to Wendy's, and I ordered way more food than he thought I could eat.
I just assumed that
challenge accepted.
I just assumed that the cocaine use finally caught up with him, and he stopped making videos.
No, DJ still does stuff. It's very sparingly.
Okay.
Apparently, Joe did not think I could eat two quad fucking baconators and 2 chicken sandwiches with fries. So
you don't know you that well.
Fuck.
Oh,
he knows you now, but he didn't know that before.
If I had a couple,
he didn't know that.
I could eat all that.
Mm-hmm. I actually just told my dad. I showed my dad the Renee de Hinden Kokanee ad, and I said, when I was drunk in Ontario at the Flying Saucer, I had a kokanee with Joe and you were, and it was amazing.
I remember that, like you guys talking about that. I wasn't there because I had to stay at fucking Chad's that night, but as I was helping the fest the next day. But
I was really drunk, and like we had, was it Thrust, the beer Thrust, and the waitress took my can of Thrust, poured it into another can, another bottle, and gave it to me, or cup. And she's like, "You can't have this here. I'll pour it into this. You can drink it now." And I'm like, "Thank you."
Nice.
And then I ordered a cookie.
Yeah. And at that point, Paul just took her to the restroom and just railed her.
I did pay for the whole meal on my own tab. Thank you very much. I did pay for everybody.
You did, which we apprecited.
Yes, I did. Well, I did that on purpose. I meant to do that, so I hope you appreciate it.
But the one thing about the Flying Saucer, if you ever go there, don't ever get the burgers. Their burgers are fucking terrible.
Joe, I thought we were driving you to the hospital, right?
Yeah, I had like 3 of them.
The burgers and the Flying Saucer sucked ass. With Jamie ordering 2 cookies and making up for it.
Yeah.
Breakfast at the Flying Saucer was fucking good.
That's the thing is, like, Flying Saucer, they have good breakfast food. From what I
remember,
they had their wings actually are pretty good, and they were cheap. I mean, I haven't eaten there since before COVID. We'll see how that is now.
Is the Swiss Chalet still open?
Oh, probably. That's a pretty popular location.
That's a Canadian chain, so I imagine.
Joe took me to the Swiss Chalet.
Wow, you guys are just.
Joe says, "Jamie, you're okay." That goes for both Jamies. I'm assuming.
That means that's confirmed that albino rhino is Jamie. He confirmed it.
You gotta worry about a restaurant that like fucks up their burgers. That like it's really go to a restaurant
those kokanees were gold. Those kokanees were fucking gold.
I want a butt chug chalet sauce, and so does Greg. Oh man, like the chalet here is for renovations. I can't wait till it's back open because I'm gonna go down and get myself a white meat. Fucking
I mean, if you're like fucking Nick and you eat a bunch of taquitos, you'll reverse butt chug a bunch of
you're in the bathroom.
I haven't had taquitos since the incident, except for that one time I bought them a couple of months ago at the Circle K.
Joe, you're a single.
It didn't give me the shits.
Joe, you're a single man who, although you've lost weight, you're still a little overweight. We got to introduce you to Lady Lee. She'll love you. Oh no, I think she's been on your show.
Paul had that.
They've met.
Oh, she would like have you pour chalet sauce down her throat all night.
Jesus.
There you go. There you go. Yep. I don't want to ruin anything, but I need to take a trip up to North Bay with some chalet sauce, apparently.
Yeah, Couvy everything with Lady Lee.
Stop.
Paul loved her for her lack of teeth.
There you go.
Wow. I mean, you know,
the waitress.
I mean, who doesn't?
Yeah.
Who doesn't?
Do they have taquitos at the Circle K? Yes, they do. The Circle K's here have taquitos if you go at the right time. I rarely ever buy them, but
the restrooms have Nick's marks left on them.
Yeah,
I rarely buy any food.
I'll tell you that night, the hair gleaming off Greg's head, Joe in my eyes, Swiss Chalet, kokanee flowing. I was ready for love.
That's romance.
That sounds romantic.
That was romance. I'll tell you.
Speaking of romance, like the whole the first time. The first albino rhino beer fest, we walked out from Chad's place over to the 7-Eleven, and we bought some gas station taquitos. And I was like, holy shit, I haven't had taquitos since I lived in Calgary. So I bought a bunch of taquitos and ate them at the fest. The next morning, I had the shits, but I was constipated from trip constipation at the time. So it was like, it wants to come out, but it can't. And finally, I ended up getting to the beer festival and blew up in the toilet. So it was just like, blah. But the problem was I was in the bathroom trying to go, but I couldn't go. And then I was like, oh, fucking leave me here. God damn it, this hurts. And then decided to just tough it up and then actually go to the festival. And then once I get to the Brimstone was go unload my anus in the fucking toilet there. It was fucking like
calm down. It's all right. You need to realize that you had an opportunity. You had a great opportunity to grow as a person, because if I had one more strain broken in my brain, I would have choked you to fucking death from snoring all night long and not letting me sleep.
You were
motherfucker.
You were sleeping on the floor.
I was sleeping on the fucking ground. You were on the couch. I was on the fucking hard ground trying to sleep with this goddamn irradical snore bag next to me full of death and vomit and fart. And I like one more second and I would have snapped and strangled you to death. And believe me, by the time you would have woke up, you would have been dead and your ass would have been blown out.
Paul, I thank you from the bottom of my heart for not choking me out.
I love you like a brother and it will never end, but god damn it, Nick.
No,
I mean, Cain killed Abel, so, or Abel killed
Nick, to be fair, the fact that you chose to use Brimstone's bathrooms over the albino rhino's disgusting house, you probably made the right choice.
It does say a lot. It does say a lot. You actually avoided a staph infection.
Those bathrooms, especially when a specific cunt used to live there, they were fucking awful.
Nasty. Yeah, they were. It was a lot cleaner when Chad was living there by himself. I'll put that.
Yes,
but
because apparently the blind guy can clean better than a lazy cunt can.
I got news
I was
for you.
about ready to force air down Nick's throat with my butthole before he would stop coughing and snoring and choking.
I got news for you.
It was going to be like that bathroom, whatever the opposite of a CPAP machine, save your life or like go to sleep. Yeah. Paul was about 3 minutes away from putting the pillow over my face, going shh as I struggled.
I've done it before. I can do it again.
I thought you said you divorced her. Christy would have found dead Nick the next day and cleaned it.
She wouldn't have cleaned the house. What are you talking about?
She would have definitely not cleaned the house.
They still never cleaned the house. Nick would still be there. No one would have found him yet. No, I will say the time I spent up there, that bathroom probably was a lot cleaner than it had been in years, because I
actually found the
wiped
toilet
that down with the travel wipes. So
Mr. Lee baby wipe Russell here going up cleaning up every time he took a shit.
They were not baby wipes.
I went right
Thank you very much.
Needed to go.
Oh, they were wet.
I can still. Isn't it weird though? Like after all this time, you can still imagine the bathroom. I still imagine the bathroom, and I know I went and you raise those, and the foam seats were the worst seats.
Oh
you raised the foam seat, and you went to town.
Yeah. No.
When I
remember the splatters all over that fucking toilet.
When I first saw that toilet, I was like, "Oh my god, I'm so glad I can hold this shit for a little while because I'm going to need about 10 minutes on this toilet before I can fucking do anything."
Do you remember when Chad's wife, when Christy found the wet ones that you left behind in the bathroom, he accused him of having hookers over?
Yeah. Like what a weird thing. They weren't even wet ones. They were like cashmere travel wipes, like or whatever.
Because when somebody apparently is cleaning themselves in that household, it must be a hooker. Because who else would clean themselves in that household?
Yeah, it was like when I was done. Like
needs some fucking hygiene anyway.
When I knew I was going home, I was like, I'll just leave these here, as a kind of a hint. Like maybe you could put these to good use, somebody.
Here's the sad thing. Chad never cheated on her. And that's just the sad thing. Why the fuck did he not cheat on her?
Those he totally could have. Twins.
Mm-hmm. Well, you hear that, albino?
He could have fucking had Asian twins, and instead,
I'll tell you what. That hurts my heart deep inside where I'm soft like a woman. I didn't think I was going to drink a 15-pack tonight, but here's the last 3.
Oh, there you go.
Chug. I'm gonna take.
I'm a big boy.
So how many? So Paul, how many can you drink in 3 minutes?
3 minutes?
Probably
not that many. I'm flirting. I like to savor the flavor.
There you go.
I'm gonna be taking this thing offline because I can go to bed for the morning. But this has actually been this has been a pretty fun hangout. To be honest,
Nick, leave it online. We promise we won't get your channel taken down when you go to bed.
Yeah,
I won't do anything.
Fuck you, Greg.
I mean, anytime I say something really bad, I'll just go like, I'll start off going and say like, Nick, that
disclaimer.
I mean, that time he shoved that in, and
yeah. There we go. See, it's censored. You didn't even know he dropped a bunch of N-bombs there.
That was nailed it.
Yeah, Nick. He's such a dirty. Yeah.
Talk about that guy with the big.
Careful what dirty things you shake hands with. You shake hands with danger.
I do shake hands.
I can't believe you touched his.
Shake hands with danger. Meet a guy you ought to know. I used to laugh at safety. Now they call me Three-Finger Joe.
Speaking of shaking hands with danger, I gotta go to bed. So this has been fun, guys. We gotta do this again at some point. Maybe this is the new BA1. Let's do live hangouts.
You know what? Maybe that's the way it needs to go.
Yeah.
That way
I'm off every other Wednesday.
Hey, literally everyone can get the beer for the show, Nick.
Well, shit, everybody.
I mean, I think the solution is, usually just do casual hangouts and like one actual planned BA 101 a month or something like that might be good going forward, or 2, whatever.
Yeah, like 1 or 2, and then just stick with hangouts. But I think the big thing is it's been so hard to actually stage actual scheduled hangouts like we have been, and not like hangouts where it turns into a gaming night kind of shit.
Yeah, I can't do that.
Yeah, this has been pretty fun. Like I love having you guys around, and it's kind of cool.
It was nice to catch up.
Maybe someday we'll have Joe back on the channel.
Yeah,
I hope not.
Keep dreaming.
Yeah, I know.
He's dead.
The man's not disciplined enough to worry.
He's actually like Joe's channel is like one of Paul's soccer accounts right now. So
I was gonna say, I know that you do realize that I'm still controlling his skin on my laptop in here the whole time.
Joe's channel is actually just an early experimental form of AI.
He never actually left that bathroom in New York. Just saying.
No, he did say he just confirmed it. He's not alive right here. Paul is still processing as we speak. So, Albino Rhino, we'll finish on this. Lee casually leaves wherever he goes, trying to leave a path of destruction and divorce.
I mean, it's true.
Yeah,
he's not wrong.
I'm trying to make people better by destroying their marriages.
Yeah, well, once we get offline, I'll give you a little update about me.
Oh, good.
All right. Well, anyway, I'm gonna take this thing offline. So it's been nice hanging out with you.
Don't
folks.
leave yet.
We will
Don't
chat
leave
with
yet,
you later.
Just go offline.
Don't leave yet,
Chris
Nick.
Peters killed those women.